Hi Ella. Now it's Grandad's time to tell you a story. Okay, you ready? We're going to be talking about Mrs. Armitage, Queen of the Road. Spelt back to front. Look. Okay. I think it's all about an old lady driving a car. So, one morning, Mrs. Armitage came downstairs and found a letter on the mat. See? Yeah, she's got a letter. Her and her little dog. She read it to her faithful dog, Breakspear. It said, "Dear Anastasia, because I am buying a new motorcycle, I shall not need my old car anymore. I would like you to have it as a present. It is in the street outside. Here are the keys. With love, your Uncle Cosmo." So there she is, reading the letter at the table, having a breakfast, and the dog, Breakspear, he's got a straw in his cup. Look. See it? Must be for his milk. There was the car. "It doesn't look very exciting, Breakspear," she said, "but we'll give it a try." So they both climbed into the car and off they went. There you go. There's them both looking at the car. Oh look. Small car, big car. Small car, big car. They had not gone very long when they went over a big hole in the road. Bing bong dang boing, and all the hubcaps came off. That's the things on the inside of the wheels in old cars. Your dad doesn't have that these days. So look, there's the hubcaps all popping off, protecting the wheels inside. See it? Mrs. Armitage got out to look at the damage. "Hubcaps," she said. "Who needs them?" She took them off to the scrap heap and on they went. See? Yes, I flipped them all off. And she's going to take them along to the scrap man. She didn't think she needed them. But as they were going round the corner by the vinegar works, scrunch, the mudguard was ruined. She hit one of the bollards on the pavement. Look at that. She's not much of a driver, is she? I think even your mum's better than that. Mrs. Armitage got out to look at the damage. "Mudguards," she said. "Who needs them?" She took them off to the scrap heap and on they went. See? Ripped off, way to the scrappy. They were there backing out of the scrapyard when scrang. What do you think happened? The front bumper had caught in an old bed stand. Right. See the front bumper? Caught in the bed? What do you think she'll do? Well, Mrs. Armitage got out to look at the damage. "Bumpers," she said. "Who needs them?" She threw the bumpers on top of the scrap heap beside the bed stand and off they went. Threw them both away. They were on their way past the supermarket when a lorry backed into the street. Scrunch, right onto the bonnet of the car. That's the bit over the top of the engine. See? Reversed right back into it, squashed it all up. Mrs. Armitage got out to look at the damage. The bonnet, she said, who needs it? So she took it off, took it to the scrap heap, and on they went. There you go. Dog's thinking there's not going to be much left of this car. There was quite a traffic jam beside the new building site, and there was a big crane that was moving heavy blocks of concrete for building houses. To and fro it went, up and down, left and right, and then suddenly, what do you think happened? There it is, there's a bulldozer with lots of mud, and there's Mrs. Armitage's car right there. I think I can guess what's going to happen. Then there's the blocks up here. Look at all the cars. So let's see what happens. Crunch. Well, there's crunch. That's what happened. See, the bonnet's missing, the hubcaps are missing, the bumpers are missing. So Mrs. Armitage got out to look at the damage. A roof, she said. Who needs it? Who needs a roof? So she took the roof off and took it to the scrap man, and on they went. See, there you go. There's all the workers having a peep down to see if seeing what she's going to do. So away they went. Breakspear, said Mrs. Armitage, I think it's time for us to get out of this town. They went down a side road and into the country. All about them were trees and birds, and they were singing and flying. Breakspear, she says, this is just blissful. Now, here's all the birds chirping and singing and flying, and there's Mrs. Armitage flying through the countryside. A scarf hanging behind her, and oh God, look at the headlights. They're just hanging by a thread, aren't they? Right, so anyway, the road got bumpier and bumpier. Badoing, badang, badong, badink, clunk. And all the doors fell off, and the boot as well. Look, there's hardly anything left of the car, is there? Can't believe the dog's still there. Do you remember the dog's name? Go on, what is it? Tell me again. It's Breakspear. Right. Mrs. Armitage got out to look at the damage. All of this stuff, Breakspear, she said, who needs it? Let's throw it all on the scrap heap and we'll be on our way. So she took it to the scrap heap and disposed of it sensibly and carried on. See, there you go. There's her, whoop, there's her putting all the bits at the scrap heap. But at that moment there was a roar. It was Uncle Cosmo on his new bike. Doesn't look anything like mine, does it? Look, he's got some pals with him and choppers. Look, a right bunch of hippies. Ask your mum what a hippie is. She'll tell you. She'll probably say it was your granny. His friends were there too. Grizzy and Lulu, Fernando and Smudge. They were all out for a day's ride on their bikes. They all gathered round to look at Mrs. Armitage's machine. Doesn't look very much like how it started out, did it? Big car? Small car? Big car? Small car? Wow, said Grizzly. Wherever did you get it? It's fantastic. He really likes it. Mrs. Armitage says, we're off to the Crazy Duck Cafe for a game of billiards and a can of banana fizz. That's where we're going too, said Uncle Cosmo. See, here's Cosmo at the top. You must come too, says Anastasia. But first, have this leather jacket, said Smudge. I've grown too big to wear it. So she's now got a leather jacket. There she is, getting her jacket on. And you must each have a collar, said Lulu. I don't need all three. You see, Lulu has been wearing dog collars. So she's given one to Anastasia, see? Make her more like a biker. I don't have a collar. I don't need a collar. And have one of my bendy masts, said Gizzy. We don't need them both. And let me have a let me give you a motor horn, said Fernando. I don't need all 5 of them. They're always good to have a motor horn. Especially with her driving, isn't it? Right? There's a guy giving her the flag. And there's a Fernando giving her the horn. So off they went. All the guys on their bikes and Anastasia leading at the front in her mean machine. Dog looks quite happy. I think he'd be petrified, scared. So off they rode to the Crazy Duck Cafe, and out in front of them, with a faithful dog Breakspear, was Mrs. Armitage, the Queen of the Road. Yeah, that's a good wee story, wasn't it? That's the end. All done. Bye.